Whiskey Hollow never felt right, but we couldn't stay away. After the first trip to Whiskey Hollow, I thought I'd experienced it all. But Claire wasn't convinced. She'd heard the stories I told about the strange dolls, the eerie feeling, and the old fire pit deep in the woods, and what came with it. Claire loves all things spooky, so when I mentioned that the guys were thinking about going back, she jumped at the chance. Claire's the kind of person who's drawn to mystery. While I was hesitant, she was excited. "I have to see it for myself," she said, eyes gleaming in that way only someone who craves the unknown can understand. So, one late afternoon, we were on our way. We packed up some flashlights this time, and Claire brought sage as a joke. We weren't planning to stay long, just park off the road like before, hike the trail, and check out the area around the old fire pit. In the car, I mentioned the old urban myths I had researched before, stories that the surrounding town doesn't mention much, if at all. It is said that 2 of the ghosts that are known to roam Whiskey Hollow Road are those of a husband and wife. It is rumored that the husband was imprisoned in a shack somewhere along the road, and awaiting his punishment, he died there. The distraught wife then decided to take her own life by hanging herself in a nearby tree. Today, drivers have seen apparitions, have had feelings of unexplained sadness, and heard weird sounds when walking or driving down the 5-mile road. When we pulled up, there were no other cars in sight. The gravel shoulder we parked on was familiar, same soft crunch under our boots, same smell in the air, cold, damp, like the woods were holding their breath. Claire was taking it all in. She agreed it was spooky, but it seemed like a nice hiking spot. We showed her the natural spring and started on the trail to the left of it. Not far along the trail, we found a small rocky overhang that looked like a tiny cave. A makeshift fire pit was there, hidden under the shadow of the rocks and thick trees. A log and rock to sit on and scraps of ash scattered around. The boys thought it was the best find, making it their own little home and trying to start a fire. Something about the environment felt different, though. Not just the place, but the silence was heavier somehow. We sat by the fire pit, poking through some old charred pieces of wood and broken glass, wondering what stories this place held that we hadn't heard yet. The guys cracked open a few beers, laughing and kicking around ash from the old fire. The flicker of lighters and the hiss of beer cans breaking open echoed off the stone walls of the little overhang. Of course, it didn't take long before they started messing with Claire. "You know," one of them said, "they say the couple still walks this road, but not together. The wife is always looking for her husband. The story goes, she doesn't recognize faces, just shapes in the dark. If you're sitting still enough, she might come close, just to make sure you're not him." "Shut up," Claire laughed, but she leaned in closer to me. "She said to scream if she gets too close," another chimed in. "But it doesn't come from the woods. It comes from inside your head."
Hey there, Nocturnals. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to never miss a video. These aren't ghost stories. These actually happened. Keep watching to find out what really went wrong.
The guys kept layering it on. Ridiculous ghost tales and half-true legends trying to spook her. But the more they talked, the more I felt off, like something was listening. I tried to ignore it, but a sound caught my attention. A sharp crack like a branch snapping underfoot. I sat up straighter, trying to hear. Then silence. "Shh," I said suddenly. "Did you hear that?" Everyone paused. We all sat still, waiting. But there was nothing, just the wind pushing through the trees. "You're letting the stories get to you," one of the guys said. Maybe. But I couldn't shake it. Something felt wrong. Claire touched my arm. "Hey," she said softly. "I don't feel great." I looked over. She was pale, sweating even though the air was cool. Her breathing was shallow, like the atmosphere around us had thickened. And that's when headlights flickered behind the trees. A slow approach from the road. A cop car. We scrambled to our feet as it rolled up to where we'd parked. The officer stepped out, hand resting casually on his belt. "You folks can't park here," he said. "It's posted." "We know," one of us said. We were just about to leave. The officer nodded but lingered. His eyes scanned the group. Then, quieter, he said, "You guys heard about the kid that went missing out here last fall?" We looked at each other. "No." "What happened?" He shifted uncomfortably. "Teenager. Came out here with some friends. Last anyone saw, he left the fire to use the bathroom. Never came back. They never found him. Not a trace." He paused. "You'd be surprised how many stories like that come out of these woods. Take care, all right?" With that, he tipped his hat and got back in his car. The tires crunched slowly away down the gravel. We stood in silence for a moment. Claire suddenly staggered and grabbed my shoulder. "I really don't feel good," she said. "Like I can't catch my breath." I noticed red marks around her neck. We gathered our things quickly and headed for the cars. As we left, I glanced back at the fire pit one last time. Something about it looked different now, emptier somehow, like whatever had been there was no longer watching.
New videos every Thursday and Sunday. See you there.